Welcome back, guys. So in this lecture we are going to start the implementation of our Redux. So already we are having the data in the home page of the pizzas. So now our goal is to bring this home page, that means bring these pizzas from the backend through the Redux and the reducers. So here we have designed this home page with the help of the static data. So now we have to delete the static data and we have to get the data from the backend through the Redux and the Redux Thunk. So Redux Thunk is the middleware which is used to perform the asynchronous operations, that means API operations using the Redux. So the next 30 minutes will be the complex topics throughout the application. So listen very carefully. So first we have to install Redux related npm package in the front end. So as of now we do not have any work with the backend. So in the next 30 minutes we will be continually focused on the front end only. So first of all, terminate the job and now install the required packages. The first one will be Redux and the second one will be React Redux and the next one will be Redux Thunk. Redux Thunk. So press enter. So the package has been not installed. Let me check. So here I forgot to write the npm I. Yeah, now it will install. So Redux, React Redux and the Redux Thunk. So after these three we have to import one more thing which is called as the Redux Dev Tools. So if you open Google Chrome and type Redux Dev Tools, npm, here you can see this is the Redux Dev Tools extension. Copy this and paste it in this. Press enter. So we have to install these 4 packages to work with the Redux in our application, and these 4 are the mandatory. So now let's restart the application. npm start. So as I said, the next 30 minutes will be continually on the Redux only. So we have to create the actions, reducers, middleware, stores, etc. So the application is getting restarted. So now I am going to create the required folders in the client. So let me close this src. So the first one will be actions. So not in the main folder, we have to create them in the src folder only. So in the src folder we have to create actions, and the next one will be reducers, and we have to create one file which is the entry point of the Redux, which is called as the store.js. That's it, guys. So these 3 are the mandatory things in the React application while we are working with the Redux and the Redux Thunk. So first we have to create the actions to get the data from the backend. So let me create our first action. New file. So the first action will be pizza actions.js. So in this file only we are going to write all the actions which are related to the pizzas. That means get pizzas, add pizzas, delete pizzas, etc. So first I am going to write the first action which is called as the get pizzas. So before getting the data only, we can perform the remaining operations like adding, updating, add to the cart, etc. So I'll write export const get all pizzas. So this is the action name. So then we need to write the Redux Thunk function. The thunk function will be dispatch. So here we need to perform the actions. So this is the action name and this is the dispatch function, and here we can write the logic for the asynchronous operations. So first, whenever this function is called, we have to create one reducer. So that reducer is called as the pizzas request. So dispatch, I am going to write the reducer, type is equal to get pizzas request. Get pizzas request. So whenever this function is called, this request will be sent to the reducer. Now we have to call the asynchronous function. So before getting called the asynchronous function, first we have to install the Axios. Control C, terminate the job, because with the help of Axios only we are going to perform the API operations. npm install Axios, press enter. So let's install Axios. Here you can see the Axios has installed successfully. And now let's restart the application, and here I am going to import the Axios. Import Axios. So here I am going to write the try catch. So in the try I am going to write Axios, or we can write const pizzas equal to, or const response is equal to, or you can write anything. I'll write response, const response equal to Axios dot get. Sorry, close this, and here we need to type the URL. So before typing the URL, first we need to add the proxy in the package.json. So in the package.json I am going to create the proxy at the last. Proxy is equal to, so let me copy it. So localhost 8000, it's not 3000, 8000. So copy this and paste it in the proxy variable. So this is the proxy. So now we can write /API/ so we are going to write the pizza roots in the pizzas roots only. So as of now we have not created roots for the pizzas, so I'll write pizzas /get pizzas. Get pizzas. This is the way to create the URL. So that's it, guys. So if the response is successful, we will get the data in this response dot variable, and then we will dispatch the action get pizzas success. So copy this and paste it here, get pizzas success, Control S, and here I'll print the response in the console.log response, and in the catch we'll catch the error. Here also we'll write the same thing, dispatch get pizzas failed, Control S. That's it, guys. So this is about the creating the actions in the get pizzas function. So now we need to create reducers for the pizzas. So already we have created the folder reducers. Now I am going to create it, new file with the name pizza reducers.js. So I am going to create the first reducer, export const get all pizzas reducer. So while writing the reducers names, the naming convention is very important. So for the first word I am going to use the small letter, and for remaining words I am going to start with the capital letters. This is the naming conventions I am going to follow throughout the course. So equal to, so here I am going to write the two parameters as, the first one will be state is equal to empty, and second one will be action. So now we are going to write the actions here, switch action dot type. That's it, guys. So now here we have to write the cases. The first one will be get pizzas request, get pizzas request. So here I am going to return, so I'll return direct state only, and here I am going to write the second one, get pizzas success. Instead of request you just need to write success. So here I am going to return a new variable which is called as the pizzas. So we will get the pizzas in the action.payload, action.payload. And the next one is case get pizzas failed. So here I am going to write the return statement. Here I am going to return the error. Error is equal to, here also action.payload. So at the last we have to write the default statement. Default return state. And for the get pizza success, we are receiving the action.payload. That's the reason in the here also we have to send the data. So I am going to send response.data as our parameter. So the type is get pizza success and the payload is equal to response.data. Control S. And here the payload is equal to error. That's it. So we have created the action and we have created the reducer for getting all pizzas from the backend. So in the next lecture we are going to create the store. Welcome back guys. In this lecture we are going to create the store and we are going to add all the reducers in the store. So here all the reducers means we have only created one reducer and we are going to add that reducer in the store. So already we have created the store file. So let me close all these things. So this is the store. So let me import the required modules or packages in this. So first we have to import combine reducers because we are going to have more than one reducer. That's the reason we have to combine all the reducers and we have to make one final reducer. So I'll import combine reducers. So auto import is not working. Let me import it manually. Import combine reducers from Redux. Control S. And we have to import remaining things. They are import create store from Redux. So we have to import the create store along with the apply middleware. So create store and also apply middleware. So we have to wrap these in the curly braces because these are not default exports. Here also combined reducers should be wrapped in the curly braces. And we have to import thunk from the Redux thunk. Import thunk from Redux thunk. Control S. And now we have to import the compose with DevTools extension. So import compose with DevTools. I think T is capital. Yeah, T is capital. DevTools from Redux DevTools. Redux DevTools extension. Control S. So these are enough as of now. So now we need to create the final reducer. So I'll write const final reducer equal to combine reducers. So in these combined reducers we have to write all the child reducers. So first we are having only one reducer which is called as the pizza reducers. Pizza reducers. So not these, we have to write the reducer which is present in the pizza reducer. Get all pizzas reducer. So get all pizzas reducer. So this is the key and value will also be same. Get all pizzas reducers. Control S. So here we haven't imported it. Let me import get all pizzas reducer. So now it is imported. So now with the help of these final reducers we are going to create the store. So I am going to write const store equal to create store. So in this create store we are having three parameters. The first one is reducer, that means final reducer, and the second one is the initial state. As of now we do not have any initial state. Let me create one variable with the initial state, const initial state equal to empty. So I am going to use this initial state. And the last one is compose enhancers. So let me create the compose enhancers here. So we can create the compose enhancers with the help of Redux DevTools. Const compose enhancers is equal to compose with DevTools. Compose with DevTools. Here we need to pass an empty object. Control S. So now we need to pass these compose enhancers as our third parameter. Compose enhancers. And in this compose enhancers I am going to write the apply middleware Redux thunk. Apply middleware thunk. That's it. So this is the way to create store. So to create store we have to use three parameters. The first one is reducers, and the second one is initial state, and the third one is compose enhancers. So this is optional. If you want to apply directly you can use only apply middleware, but we have to track through all the Redux states in the Google Chrome. That's the reason we have to use the Redux DevTools extension with the help of these compose enhancers. So now we have to export these store. So export default store, Control S. So now we have to add the store in the index.js file. So open index.js. So in this index.js, first import the provider from the React Redux library. Import provider from React Redux. So, and we also need to import store also. Store. And now we need to remove this react.strict and replace it with the provider. Provider store is equal to store. Here also provider. That's it. Control S. So now we got an error, import error. React Redux does not contain a default export. So let me wrap this provider in the curly braces. Control S. So you can see now there is no error. So if you refresh the application you will get the Redux stores. So refresh. So open inspect. Here you can see we got the Redux because we have used the compose developer tools. That's the reason we will track through all the states in the Redux. You can see the state is empty. Get all pizzas reducers. As of now we do not dispatched any actions. That's the reason the reducer is not having any data. So in the next lecture we are going to see how to dispatch the actions. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In the previous lecture we have seen how to create the store and how to add the reducers in that store. So now in this lecture we are going to see how to dispatch the actions from the components to the store. So before dispatching the action, first we have to create the route for the get all pizzas in the backend, because if we do not create that route we will not get the data from the backend. So I'm going to create a new folder with the name routes. So in this routes folder I am going to create a new route, pizzas route .js. So here I am going to use the express router. So let me install it, terminate the job and npm install router. So here we have to install the router first, and now I am going to restart the server. Nodemon server, press enter. So here you can see we got MongoDB connection successful. Now I am going to create the route. First of all I am going to initialize the express router. Now I am going to create route for get all pizzas. Router.get get all pizzas is my root, and from this root we have to send the response as all the pizzas. Control S, and here I am going to use the MongoDB pizza model. So const pizza equal to require dot slash single quotes models, here pizza model. Control S. So here I am going to write the try catch. So if you want to use the try catch, you need to write async await functions, async, and here I am going to write const pizzas equal to await, and I will write pizza dot find, and the condition is empty. Control S. Then I will send the response dot send pizzas. Control S. In the catch function, I will take the error and I will send the error response dot error, and here I will send the response as something went wrong, or you can directly send the error. Control S. That's it, guys. So now we need to export this route. Module.exports is equal to module.exports equal to router. Control S. So now we have to import this router in the server.js, and here I am going to import it. Const pizzas root equal to require single quotes dot slash roots slash pizzas root, and now we need to specify the URL. First of all, remove this get all pizzas method here, and here I am going to write app.use. So if the URL is coming with the link /API /pizzas, we have to navigate it to the pizzas root. Control S. That's it. So now we have to dispatch the action from the component. So you can dispatch the component, you can dispatch the action from the home screen, or you can dispatch it from the pizza also. So first of all, expand the client and click on the screens. Here you can see in the home screens, I am going to write the use effect function. Use effect. So we haven't imported use effect. First of all, we have to import it. I am going to import use state and use effect. Use state and use effect. Control S. And we also need to import the use dispatch and use selector from the React Redux, because we need to import the action, dispatch the actions. Import use dispatch and use selector. Use selector from React Redux. React-Redux. Control S. So now I am going to create the object of the use dispatch. So this is the object of the use dispatch. So by this variable we are going to dispatch the action which is present in the pizza actions. So the action name is, let me check it, pizza actions.js get all pizzas. This is the action name. So you just need to call it get all pizzas. So I am going to use the auto import snippets. Control S. So there is no error. Let me check the output now. Refresh the page. So there is no error. Let me open the Redux store. Redux. So here you can see the request sent successfully and we got the get pizzas success reducer. Let me open the state. So here you can see in the state we do not have any variable with the pizzas. So I think our action is successful, but we have some errors in the reducer file. Let me open the console. So in the console we got a promise. So I think I forgot to add the async await in the action creators. So index dot, where is action, pizza actions. So here I am going to write the async function. Async, here I will write await. Await, Control S, now it should work. Refresh the page. So we got an error, localhost 3000 API / pizzas get pizzas. So here the URL is wrong, I think, get all pizzas. So get all pizzas. Control S. Let me refresh once again. So again we got the error, localhost 3000 API / pizzas / get all pizzas. So let me check the error and I'll come back. So here I think there is no error, we just need to restart the server. That's the reason we get the errors. So sometimes we have to restart the server after creating the stores. So terminate the job and restart the server, npm start. So I have checked all the files, pizzas and pizza actions, and I have also checked the errors in the pizza route also. So there is no error, we are having only restart error. Let me restart, now it should work, I think. Here you can see the server has restarted successfully. Now I will open Google Chrome. So I will refresh the page. So here you can see, now we got the data. It is just a restart error. So whenever you work with the Redux and Redux thing, you just need to restart the servers after creating the store. So here you can see this is the data we got in the console. So if you open Redux store also, you will get the data here. Here you can see we are having the state and we are having the pizzas. So in the pizzas array we are having total 6 objects. So we have successfully dispatched the action and we also got the response from the backend with the pizzas array. So now we need to bring this pizzas array to the home page. So you just need to remove the static data file and we need to assign this data to the home page. So in the next lecture we are going to do that. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In this lecture we are going to bring the get all pizzas reducer state from the get all pizzas reducer state to the home page. So already we are having the data in the reducer. So here you can see if I open Redux and if I open the state, we are having our products data in the get all pizzas reducers. So now we have to bring the state to our home page. So it's one of the very important topics, so listen very carefully. So first of all we have to write the use effect hook in the home page. Already we have written, I think so. Close this pizzas route and close all the things. And in the first open the pizzas reducers. So whenever the action is dispatched, that means whenever the request is sent, we have to create one variable loading equal to true. And whenever the data is received, that may be a success response or the failure response, we have to set loading is equal to false. Loading is equal to false. That means the request is completed, whether it is success or failure, the request is sent and we got the response. And when the request is failed also, we have to set loading equal to false. That's it. And in the initial state we are going to use the pizzas is an empty array. Pizzas is an empty array. That's it. So these are the required changes in the pizzas reducer.js file. So here the reducer name is get all pizzas reducer. So now I am going to write the use selector hook. So use selector hook is used to get the data from the reducers. So first of all I will write const pizza state equal to get, we need to write use selector. Here we need to write state is equal to state dot get all pizzas reducers. Get all pizzas reducer, Control S. So now I'm going to destructure out the variables which are present in the state. So const, I'm going to write pizzas. This is the first one, and the second one is, I think, error, and the next one is loading. Control S. So equal to, we have to write pizzas state. Pizzas state. Control S. So now with the help of these variables, we can track the request, whether it is loading or whether it is error or whether we got the response. So here I am going to write conditional rendering. So from here we are going to use the conditional rendering thoroughly. So first of all, write curly braces. So if it is loading, that means if the request is sent and if it is waiting for response, we have to wait for the response. So I am going to return one h1 text, loading, if it is loading. Else, if it is having any error, so if there is any error, then we have to show the h1 something went wrong. Something went wrong. So if there is no loading and if there is no error, that means we got the response. So here in the else part, we have to render the components. Sorry. So in the else part, we are going to render components. So you just need to copy this and remove these two curly braces, and you need to paste it here. Format document. That's it, guys. Now once again I will explain all the things. So if it is loading, we have to show the loading text. If it is having any error, we have to show something went wrong. If there is no loading and if there is no error, that means we got the pizzas array. So if there is pizzas array, we have to loop through the array, and for every iteration we have to render the pizza component. That's it. Press Ctrl S. So now it should work, and here we need to remove this import statement for the static file. Remove this pizzas. Ctrl S. So let me execute this. I think first time we'll get the error. So let me refresh. So here you can see initially we got the loading text and then we got the result. If I refresh the page, here you can see loading and we got the text. Loading text. Loading text. So if it is having any error, it will show you the error text message. Suppose I will change the URL so you can see the error message. In the pizzasactions.js, I will change the URL. Ctrl S. So now if I open, here you can see we got text something went wrong. So if everything is perfect, we will get the data. Or if it is loading, it will show you the text as loading. If there is no loading and if there is no error, that means we will get the response. That's it, guys. It is very simple. So if you want to see the data in the Redux dev tool also, you can see it. So click on inspect, and here we need to select the Redux. Here you can see we are having loading is equal to false and pizzas is equal to total 6 elements in the array. And in the console we are having one error, I think so. Let me remove it. So here each child should have a unique key. So let me remove this error. So for every iteration we will render this pizza component. That's the reason we'll have a unique component. So let me write the key property. So where is home screen? Here. So here I am going to write key. Key is equal to, I am going to write pizza dot underscore id. So this will be unique for all the components, not components, all the objects. Ctrl S. So now one error should be gone, I think so. Open inspect, console, refresh the page. Here you can see we got error. Each child in the list should have a unique key prop. So already I have written, I think why we got the error, let me check it. Pizza dot underscore id. Already we have written. So let's get back to the VS Code. So here I have added the key property to the inside element. So we have to add it to this column_d4. So copy it and paste it here. So now refresh the page. So here you can see one error has gone. So now we have another error which we got from the options. So we have used the selection list, and for that you can ignore it. Later we will remove this error. So as of now we have removed the main error. So here we need to fix one more thing. So if I open the application in the mobile view, it's not looking good. So let me inspect. So here you can see we are having a huge margin for the elements. So here you can see from the top, left, right, we are having huge margin. So that's the reason we should not use the column D4. So let me use the column D3 and let me decrease the margin. So if you use column D3, we'll totally use only 9 columns from the row. So remaining 3 columns will be adjustable for the margins and the paddings. So then we will get the responsive design for both mobiles and the desktops. So here I am going to change it to the column D3. And for this row, let me add the justify content center. Justify content center. And here let me add some margin M3, margin 3. So in the pizza.js you can remove the inline property for the margin. So now this design should work, I think. Yeah, so now it's looking much better. So as like our developed application. So if you open this application in the mobile screen also, you will see a better look. So here you can see now it's looking much nice. So if I inspect also, here you can see now it's looking good. So you can also get the model in very easily. You can see. So in the next lecture, we'll be moving to the add to cart. Thank you.